Welcome to Cocoa Beach, Florida, a coastal paradise known for its golden sands, vibrant surf culture, and the allure of the Atlantic Ocean. But what is it really like to call this place home in 2025? In this video, we'll explore the pros and cons of living in Cocoa Beach, providing you with an in-depth look at life in this unique community. And we're going to get after it right now. Hi, this is David Jelinek with the Living in Melbourne, Florida channel, and today we're diving into the lifestyle, amenities, and challenges of living in Cocoa Beach in 2025. Whether you're considering relocating to this area or just curious about this coastal town, stay tuned as we'll uncover what makes Cocoa Beach both a dream destination and a place with its own set of pros and cons. So Cocoa Beach is known for its sun, surf, and space culture, of course. So Cocoa Beach gets over 230 days of sun each year. I actually think that number is higher. And of course, it's known for its surf culture here, known as a surf capital on the East Coast. Kelly Slater, probably known as the greatest surfer of all time. This is his home. And of course, Cocoa Beach is near Cape Canaveral, the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, the Kennedy Space Center. So it's also known for its space culture. So I'm not only going to dive into the lifestyle here of Cocoa Beach, but I'm going to show you some of my favorite restaurants, some of my favorite things to do here in Cocoa Beach. I love Cocoa Beach. My wife and I love to come down and enjoy a dinner here on the beach. We then will go to a restaurant, then go to somewhere on the beach side just to enjoy the surf and watch all the activities of the beach side. But I'm going to show you everything there is to know, some about the real estate as well. Let's get after it right now. So I first came to Cocoa Beach back in 1983, fresh out of college. I was a weather officer. I came to Patrick Air Force Base, and I was just in awe of everything I saw as I came down State Road 520 into Cocoa Beach. Wow, just the waterfront, the beaches, the sunshine. I was just in awe of Cocoa Beach. And when I separated from the Air Force 4 years later, I decided to get into real estate. I decided to stay here in the Cocoa Beach area because I loved it so much. And in this video, I'm going to show you why I love it so much. Now again, Cocoa Beach is about an hour's drive due east of Orlando, right on the central east coast of Florida, right on the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. Cocoa Beach is home to a little over 11,000 residents. It's the biggest town in the 6 coastal towns here in Brevard County, which range from Cape Canaveral to Cocoa Beach's north, to Satellite Beach to its south, Indian Harbor Beach in the Atlantic, and Melbourne Beach to the furthest south in Brevard County. Cocoa Beach is most well known. It has more restaurants, it has more activity, it has more things than all the other towns probably put together. And Cocoa Beach is a great destination when it comes to your visit or for your permanent residence. So again, when I talk about Cocoa Beach and the Cocoa Beach area, I talk about the big three, and it's the sun, the surf, and space. So with the sun, again, there's great weather here almost year-round in the Cocoa Beach area. Average high temperatures in the summer are right around 90 degrees, so it does get a little bit warm, but you generally get that sea breeze in the afternoon to help cool you off. In the winter, in the January, February, March timeframe, average temperatures are in the low 70s with low humidity, and lows are generally around the low to mid 50s. So the weather is just so wonderful in the wintertime here. We really like it. I'm originally from Chicago, and so I don't mind the cool weather, but we just really love the lower temperatures and the low humidity in the winter time. So when it comes to number 2, the surf culture here, again, I briefly mentioned that Kelly Slater, probably the greatest surfer of all time, was originally from the Cocoa Beach area here. And one of the most iconic places and storefronts here in Cocoa Beach is the Ron John Surf Shop. So when I first came here in 1983, it was just a one-story wooden shack building there right on A1A. Today, they have multiple buildings, multiple levels. It's just an amazing store inside. You can get anything you want beach-wise. You can also rent different boat and vehicles to get around town in the water and just riding along the front of Cocoa Beach there. So just so many things to do. It has our little cafe restaurant there. So Ron John's is just an iconic place here in the Cocoa Beach area. And we just love going downtown and just walking through, and just amazing seeing all the people that are just at wonder of this beautiful building, this beautiful facility. So If you do come to Cocoa Beach, if you're visiting, you need to take a look at the Ron John Surf Stop. When it comes to the surf, the surf isn't the largest and the greatest waves here on the East Coast, but they are very steady. And again, it's known as the surfing capital of the East Coast. And there's always consistent waves to go out there and watch some of the locals and the professionals do their thing out in the surf. And of course, besides the surf, Cocoa Beach is just known for its beautiful beaches. There's 72 miles of beautiful beaches here in the Brevard County area, and Cocoa Beach has its share of them. And in addition to Allen Shepherd Park there at the end of State Road 520, you have the iconic Cocoa Beach Pier, which is one of my top 10 things to do here in the Brevard County area. You just have to go out there. Just a really nice facility. It was bought out not too long ago by a company that has just really taken it over, has just made it a beautiful facility, has cleaned it up. There's no more fishing along the pier there, so it's more of a restaurant sitting. Beautiful area there. At the end is the Riki Tiki Bar, which I just love to go down there. Have great food. Got no better views there at the end of the pier, just to watch the waterfront, watch the beaches, and sometimes catch a launch from there, which we've done a couple times. So just some great things to do in the Cocoa Beach area with the sun and the surf. And last but not least, again, space. So this area, Cape Canaveral, is just north of Cocoa Beach. It's known for its launches here right at Cape Canaveral, the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, Patrick Space Force Base, the Kennedy Space Center. Again, I came down here right out of college, and I was a weather officer, and part of my job there was to forecast for the launches, the various launches, including the shuttle. It was just an exciting time. And as of today, 2025, there's almost 2 launches a week, sometimes more here. It's just a fascinating thing to watch, a fascinating thing to experience. Very few areas in the world have an area like Cape Canaveral where you can just watch launches every single week. It's just a wonderful thing to do. It's just, just so many things to do here in this area. And the number one thing, in my opinion, is to go to the visitors complex, the Kennedy Space Center Visitors Complex, where you can just see all the history of all the space missions. And again, just so many things to do in the Cocoa Beach area. And the Kennedy Space Center is definitely a big part of the culture here in Cocoa Beach. And again, my name is David Jelinek. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Melbourne, Florida area, which is also known as the Space Coast. Please know that I make videos that are all about the Melbourne, Florida area, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here, the food, the beaches, the real estate, the entertainment, and much, much more. I've lived in this area for over 40 years. I've been a realtor for over 37 years, so I know this area very, very well. If you're looking for an experienced agent to help you with your move here to the Melbourne, Florida area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'll be happy to set up a private call with you to determine your wants and needs and help make your move here to the Melbourne, Florida area a very fun one and a very easy one. And my team and I just finished our 2025 relocation guide. This relocation guide is full of great tips about the local area here, about the buying process, just a lot of things you want to know about the local area here. So if you want a copy of that, just let me know when you reach out to me that you'd like a copy of my relocation guide, and we'll get that sent out to you right away. So before I go into my favorite restaurants and my favorite things to do here in Cocoa Beach and some of the new developments that are coming up here in 2025, let's go over some of the cons of what it's like to live here in the Cocoa Beach area. And the number one is, of course, the weather. So for a lot of people, the 90-degree summer heat and the humidity is too much. So you have to get used to the heat. You have to get used to the humidity. For me, it took about a year to get used to it. Now I'm fine with the summer heat. Of course, we have air conditioning, so you can always escape back to the air conditioning, but you do have to get used to the heat, and more concerning there especially is the humidity you have to get used to. So that's something that is a negative. Of course, the storms. So, Florida is the most number one state that's hit with hurricanes and tropical storms. And in this area of Florida has been fortunate over the years in that the last hurricane, the core or center of a hurricane to come through the Brevard County area was actually in 1979, Hurricane David. But we have had a numerous amount of close calls, and some of the really good strong hurricanes came within about 50 miles and gave us some very strong winds and damaged the coast a little bit and knocked down some trees and did some damage. So every year you have that concern whether it's hit here or not in the last 40 some years. This year, it could be the year that we get hit by one or more. So you have to be concerned with that. You have to have your hurricane plan here, especially if you're living on the coastal area of Cocoa Beach. You have to know how to get out of town here quickly, get over to Orlando or wherever is going to be safe during that hurricane. So next on the list of cons of what it's like to live here in the Cocoa Beach area is that when it comes to the homes, most of the homes are older. So if you're looking at single family homes, and I'm just approximating here, but a good half of the homes here are older homes, say that were built in the 1950s through the 1970s. This area was first inhabited back in the early 1900s, and I'm sure even earlier than that, but it became a very popular area in the 1950s, of course, when the space program came here to Cape Canaveral and Cocoa Beach. So most of the homes, and again, I would say about half are built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That doesn't mean that they're not well built and they're not beautiful homes, but those homes will generally have the older architecture, one means that the lower ceiling. So, but there are a good amount of homes that are built in the 80s, 90s, and of course that are brand new homes. So I just want to alert that many of the homes here are older homes, and the homes here in Cocoa Beach are more pricey, of course. So they're above average when it comes to prices. When it comes to single family homes, the average home is going to be about 700,000. When it comes to homes, those homes you can get homes in the 300s, and they'll go up to, of course, to 4 million, depending if they're on the ocean or on the river or on the canal front. But again, the average single-family home over the past 12 months is about 700,000. Now, when it comes to condos, again, there's a good share of condos here in Cocoa Beach. There's oceanfront, riverfront, and anywhere in between. Again, condos will vary in age, started in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but there's also some very nice brand new condos or condos that were built in the last 10 years. And again, the average condo sales price or the median sales price is about 400,000, but again, you can get them from anywhere from about 200,000 up to about 4 million, depending on the size and the location. Now, Cocoa Beach is a tourist town. We do get some tourist traffic here. But as I've mentioned in many other videos, Cocoa Beach in Melbourne is not a huge tourist town when it comes to Daytona Beach or Fort Lauderdale or Tampa, Orlando, or down the Keys. So we're more of an in between stop. It's a medium city here. Cocoa Beach, Melbourne area is a medium-sized town, medium-sized county, in my opinion. So you do get your tourist traffic during the winter months, which would be December through about April or May. There is increased traffic. But again, as I've always said in all my videos, traffic is relative. If you're coming from a big downtown like Chicago, Orlando, New York, whatever, it's nowhere near that. But if you're from a rural area, then of course it's a little more busy. So when it comes to tourists, you will get a little more traffic during the tourist season. Okay, so let's talk about some of my favorite places to eat in Cocoa Beach. And there are a whole bunch of them. I can only name a few of them for this video here, but one of my favorite seafood restaurants in all of Brevard County is Florida's Fresh Grill. So they've got great fresh seafood and other dishes here that they offer. They have a nice dining area inside and a nice dining area outside when the weather is nice. Okay, another one of my favorite places in Cocoa Beach is called 4th Street Filling Station, a very unique place. And just like the name sounds, it was an old gas station converted to this really iconic food eatery place here. They got a really nice backyard area that you can eat outside with some beautiful big trees. They have covered areas. They have a bar. They have some nice dessert areas there with some nice ice cream. So we really love the 4th Street Filling Station. Has a unique blend of different types of food. But one of my favorites of all is Jazzy's Mainly Lobster. So when I have that tooth for a lobster roll, Jazzy's is my #1 place to go. Again, right on A1A there. Another iconic old building, just a nice area, just a nice restaurant there that offers, of course, the lobster rolls like I like them, the New England style, but they have some really nice fresh seafood and other dishes available. We like to sit at the bar there at Jazzy's. Again, one of my favorite places when it comes to getting a lobster roll. And last but not least, like I previously mentioned, the Riki Tiki Tavern, which is at the end of the Cocoa Beach Pier. So they have, in addition to the best views, some of the best views in all of Brevard County, they have some really good food there. Again, you could sit under the canopy out there at the end of the pier. They also have chairs and tables along the pier itself. But check this out. It's not just comfort food. They have some really, really nice dishes. One of my favorite is their Mediterranean bowl. So again, the Riki Tiki is one of my favorite. Okay, so I've done a video on some of the best things, some of those fun things to do in the Melbourne area, the Brevard County area, also known as the Space Coast. But let's talk about some of the things just to do in Cocoa Beach by itself. So again, I've mentioned some of these already. Again, you have some beautiful beaches that you can enjoy. There's some beautiful parks along the beaches, some other parks that aren't on the beaches there. You can go to Ron John's Surf Shop, which is an iconic place. We've talked about that. There's places to go, and you can go boating, you can go canoeing, you can go fishing, of course. So a lot of things to do in the Cocoa Beach area. And of course, just past Cocoa Beach is the Kennedy Space Center. But one unique place to go to, which I think you need to go to if you're in Cocoa Beach, is called the Dinosaur Store. So the Dinosaur Store is located just off of A1A right there on 520. It is owned and founded by an archaeologist that has some very unique bones and archaeological finds there in the shop. There's just a lot of interesting knowledge that the owner has there, some very unique things. If you like dinosaurs, you've got to go there. Just some really neat exhibits about how the dinosaurs came to being and what happened to them, so on and so forth. She also has an exhibit there about ancient civilizations, which I really like. I like history and archaeology. But the dinosaur store is just a unique place. You don't see stores like this very often. If you're in Cocoa Beach, go take a look at the dinosaur store. So there's actually some exciting developments that are happening in Cocoa Beach as of 2025. Cocoa Beach for a long time, and again, I've been here for over 40 years. Cocoa Beach has been very conservative when it's come to growth and doing big projects within its city area. In my opinion, they're very conservative. They didn't want it to become a big tourist destination. They do want tourists, but they don't want to be Daytona. They want to be a Fort Lauderdale. They want to keep the city of Cocoa Beach a smaller area, so they've limited development. But there's a couple exciting projects now. The Brevard Zoo is doing a $100 million aquarium now. Yes, that's actually in Cape Canaveral, just to the north of Cocoa Beach, but that's an exciting project that is happening. But one of the big projects for Cocoa Beach is their Cocoa Beach Mercado. So Mercado is a development that'll be home to 12 different restaurants. It's going to be right there off of A1A. It's going to feature private event space, covered courtyard, actually a brewery right there within its bounds, and a rooftop bar. So they've already broken ground on this facility, and they're expected to be done by the end of 2025. And they're also doing some projects right along Minuteman Causeway, which actually was where the downtown Cocoa Beach area is. Coconuts, which is a very nice restaurant there. They're actually doing some nice projects there, some eateries and some shops right there along Minuteman Causeway. So Cocoa Beach is starting to become a little bit more developed. They're doing newer things there at Cocoa Beach. Just an exciting area to be here in 2025 in the future. Again, I love Cocoa Beach, and I think you will too. I hope you're enjoying this information about Cocoa Beach. If you want an experienced agent to help with your move here to the Melbourne, Florida area, again, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'll be happy to set up a private call with you to determine your wants and needs and help make your move here to the Melbourne, Florida area a very fun one and a very easy one. So all in all, I love Cocoa Beach. It's a great place to visit. It's a great place to live. A lot of fun things to do in the city alone, not to mention what surrounds Cocoa Beach, the Melbourne area, and Orlando's about an hour away. You have the Keys, which are 3 hours to the south. You have Daytona, an hour to the north, and all the things to do there in Orlando. Tampa's about 2 hours away, but so much to do in the beauty of Cocoa Beach. It is a small coastal town that I think you'll love and enjoy.